Hi, I'm Tracey from Do Yoga With Me. This is a practice geared around gratitude, something I feel very passionate about, and the alignment of where it is in our bodies we can find the presence. Hands to feet, left side to right side, front spine to back spine, all of it. Have some fun. Welcome to your mat. We're going to begin in child's pose today. So if it's comfortable for you, I'm going to welcome you to take yourself about 3/4 of the way to the back of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch and the knees as wide apart as your mat. Walk your way forward and then just allow yourself to softly descend so that you'll rest your belly on or in between the upper inner thighs. Your forehead will come down to your mat. And if, of course, there's too much space there, take anything, a block or a bolster, and plant your forehead here. And take a nice deep bend in the elbows. I invite you all, please, to stay in this posture and close the eyes and allow yourself to wiggle a little bit deeper in toward your hips so that you can find some extra space through the sides of your body. And there is a melt of your mat with yourself. So your mat actually holds you here. These first few moments when you roll out your mat, you take your mat, are always important to ground and to source your breath. And this, I feel, is very structured in its routine because we can slide from whatever kind of day or morning you might have had up until this point. And you can anchor yourself in this state that is a little bit more present. So you don't need to get anywhere, you don't need to do anything, you simply get to be. From there, there's a soft seal between your lips, and I'd like you to keep that seal to the best that you can and invite the breath to move in and out through the nostrils, always with ease and always with grace. And acknowledge the breath so that you become more of an observer to notice it. When we notice the breath, we're doing something that is completely unnatural, because we don't breathe this deeply and we don't focus on our breath for most of our day. We really just don't. So being that it's slightly unnatural for us, we need to focus a little bit more upon it, which takes us from busy minds, distractions, and that somewhat unfocused place that we do tend to spend a lot of time. So honor that, and simply that, without changing your breath in any way, just notice it. And just feel it. You might begin to notice that your inhale lengthens and your exhale lengthens. You might even be able to match the length of both of those together, or you might be able to lengthen your exhale so that there's a little bit more of letting go. And in that, you'll notice that the muscles soften, the subtle body responds, the mind slows down, and all of this integral because we set the stage. You're giving your body this preparatory place to be. Fundamental, really, because when we do begin to move, we move with the breath from the beginning to the very end of your practice. Keeps us anchored. So noticing the breath, staying focused on the breath, lengthening the intercostals, the muscles that line the sides of your ribs, and taking the breath deeper toward the low back region to feed the kidneys, to stretch the breath from side to side, to notice what that feels like. All of this done without judgment. We're all so uniquely different. You might be able to notice how your eyes can soften, inside the mouth, what's going on, and between your teeth, especially in the jaw. We hide our tension here. We get used to putting it there, so we know no different. And to the best of your ability, keep the breath flowing in and out through the nostrils. From there, slowly begin to walk the hands further in front of you and a little bit wider apart than your shoulders. And as you spread the fingers, I'd like you to acknowledge that the base of your index finger becomes that root down, the thumbs open toward each other. And at this point, begin to lift the inner arm bones so the shoulders slide further from the neck. And you still keep the space with the breath at ease. And as the eyes softly open, you stay looking inward, that witness awakened. And on your inhale, bring yourself up to a tabletop posture. Tabletop, of course, the knees will draw parallel under the hips. I'd like you to keep your feet untucked. The toenails are your anchor. Lengthen through the tail and acknowledge the low abdominal cavity can just draw in, so more of a neutral spine. And as you press down, send your heart forward on the inhale to widen across the chest. Mouth stays closed, and as you exhale, curl in, chin to chest, navel, back, body, and quite a deep arc in the spine. And then as you inhale, send the heart forward, a little bit of a jolt with the tailbone. And as you exhale, press down and arc a little bit higher up. Exhaling completely, note the length of the breath. Come forward on the inhale, send your heart forward and open up across the chest. Here, curl the toes under and slowly lift yourself up and press back to your very first downward facing dog. So ideally, if you look back towards your feet, I'd like you to find your feet distance of your hips and spread your toes. Do the same with the fingers. Spread the fingers with the base of the index and begin to press the arms a little straighter so the inner arm bones are active. There's more space under the armpits, soft hollowness. And as the tail continues to reach for your ceiling, the heels reach for the back of your mat. Your head for now, please relax. Let it hang heavily to the mat. Stay connected with your breath on the inhale. And keep the mouth closed as you exhale. We'll do one more just like that. Inhale, long spine, free the head, free the neck. And exhale to let go. And slowly on the inhale, glide toward a high push-up pose. Knees are always an option to touch down or keep them lifted. And as you lengthen through the spine, reach the tailbone to the back of your mat. And slowly lower yourself with ease down, meet the mat. Untuck your toes and firm up your legs. Bhujangasana, Cobra, is an inhale, nice easy lift. And then come back down to exhale. Rooting down again with the palms, inhale, lift up again. And as you exhale, come back down. Last cycle, inhale, rise up. And this time we'll stay up, so stay for the exhalation. Take one more breath, lift your chest a little higher, lengthen the tail, and as you push through the knees, retuck your toes. Visit again your downward facing dog, exhaling all the way. Take a breath in. And play to stretch the dog a little deeper on your breath out. And inhale, revisit that. Glide toward your high plank pose and stack your shoulders well above the crease lines of your wrists. With or without the knees, lower yourself down and meet the mat as you exhale. Untuck your toes, firm up your legs. Inhale, lift through Cobra, Bhujangasana. And exhale, come back down. Second time, lift up to stay up. So the inhale brings you up, and on the exhale, you settle in. Eyes are past the nose. Inhale, lift a little higher, and then bring the low ribs in. Press through your knees, retuck your toes, and visit again downward facing dog to exhale. And here, walk your feet to touch the back of your mat so your toes are connected. And together, lift the heels up. Inhale. As you pivot the heels to the left side of the mat, bend the knees a little bit here, exhaling. Soften into the hips. Come back through center, inhaling. And then pivot to your right as you exhale. Come back up through center on the inhale. Open the feet back, hip width apart, full exhale. Realign and note the length on the inhale. And stay again, full exhale. Free the head, free the neck. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees halfway, look forward. And with the inhale, step to the top of your mat. And with the exhale, bow forward to stay. Look to the feet, and again, separate the feet hip width apart, little bit space just as we wake up the body. And take a bit of a bend in your knees. Let the head again be heavy, really heavy. Bend your elbows and hold the opposite elbow so that you're looking between your knees all the way back. Some of you might even look a little bit up towards your belly. And then let this point of traction lengthen your spine. So right from the tailbone to the brainstem, we find space. Enjoy the space. Unwind the arms and then refold them in the opposite direction. Same action, looking between your knees or to the belly. And gravity, it's a gorgeous little assistant here. It assists in bringing us more space in the back body. Head heavy. And then release the hands. And on your next inhale, place the fingertips on your shins, lengthen halfway to stay. And note the abdominal cavity again, exhaling. Take only the arms to the sides of the body and slightly back. Turn the palms face down. And as you root with the four corners of the feet, bring your upper body so it's parallel toward your mat. Lift the knees to charge the thighs, reach the chest forward. Eyes are still just past the tip of the nose, and the arms are reaching all the way back. And as you root down, take a breath in, wrap the low abdominal cavity in to support. Stay for the exhale. And on the next inhale, bring yourself all the way up to stand. Touch the palms. And as you exhale, bend in the knees to bow forward, eyes to belly. Lift and lengthen halfway, fingertips, shins, or on the mat. And as you exhale, step your right leg back to lower the knee down. Lift the arms up and overhead, stretch right to the tips of the fingers. And as you exhale, plant your palms and step to downward facing dog pose. Inhale, glide to your high plank. Option here, lower halfway or lower all the way. Inhale, an upward facing dog or a cobra. And on the exhale, over the toes to downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands and lower your left knee down. Inhale, step the arms up overhead. And exhale, step forward, bow forward, release the heavy head. Rooting down, the arms are wide, and inhale, rise up with a long spine. If you're looking up, relax your shoulders. And as you exhale, bow forward, belly to thighs, eyes to belly. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, left leg steps back, your knee lowers down. Inhale to lift your arms, stretch right to the tips of your fingers. Exhale, palms to the mat, downward facing dog pose. Inhale to high plank. Again, the option is yours. Lower halfway or please lower all the way to the mat. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. And exhaling, over your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. And exhale, steps forward as your right knee touches down. Inhale to lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, step forward, bow forward, lungs empty. Rooting down, arms are wide, and inhale. Again, rise up, look up, stretch taller, and then bring that energy back to the heart center. From here, release your hands and keep your eyes open. Give yourself that place where you can simply drift the gaze somewhere in front of you. And be very aware of how you're feeling, something we, again, don't do very often. We search so much for the cognitive, the acquiring of knowledge, and yet we can look to intuition and feel it. What is there? That's the magic. From here, bend your knees, place the fingertips alongside the baby toes, and take your knees to a good 90-degree bend. Lower the gaze toward the top of your mat, so that your C-spine is long, and bring the arms only in front of you. So we're strong, very, very strong here. I'd like you to weight toward the heels, release any grip you have on the toes, and equal to what the thigh muscles are doing, can you lengthen the tail, bring your low abdominals in, and then bring the upper body a little taller. Root down, take the breath of the inner arm bones up, and as you exhale, close the palms, bow forward, meet the earth. Exhale, head is heavy. Inhale, long spine. And as you exhale, place your palms flat and step as quietly as you can to high plank pose. Take your breath in, high plank. Lower yourself again, halfway or all the way to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog or your cobra. And exhale over your toes to downward facing dog pose. One breath in. And a nice long breath out. Note the focus. Note how you're breathing. Inhale, right leg floats up and overhead. Exhale, right knee to touch your right elbow. Just flirt with it, give it a little touch. Inhale, send your right leg up and back. Exhale, under the body, left elbow, give it a little touch. Inhale, right leg floats again, up and back. Now this time as you exhale, bring the knee toward your forehead, forehead toward the knee. Lower the right knee, shin, top of the foot down. Place your right hand under your right shoulder and turn the left foot to the short edge of your mat. So we're balancing. Keep the right foot untucked as you bring your left arm up and overhead. A modification of side plank here is what we're looking for. You're going to push the outside edge of your left foot away from you a lot. You're going to use the right arm, energetically press it down, plug the shoulder, lengthen the tail, bring your low ribs in. Take a breath, soften the eyes, and on your inhale, bring your left hand to the mat. As it touches the mat, bring your left leg up and pause. Send your right arm out in front. In the air now, we're looking for hips to square, left foot to flex, right foot to reach. Low abdominals in. Eyes past the tip of the nose, still going for traction. Reaching. Bend your left knee, 90-degree bend. Take your right hand back, hold the ankle. And as you press down with that left palm, you're now going to use the strength of your left leg to open the right shoulder. Press down, bring the low ribs in. Send your heart a little bit forward. Kick a little bit more. That leg is strong. Open the right shoulder a little bit more. And then release, right arm all the way in front. Left leg back. Touch your right palm down. Lower the toes of your left foot to the mat. And as you draw the right knee to the chest, inhale. Step back, plank pose. Exhale. And then lift your hips. Downward facing dog pose. One breath in. And a long exhale out. And then take your left leg up and back. Inhale. Place the left foot quietly between your thumbs and lower the right knee down. Carry the arms up overhead, inhaling. Press down with the left big toe mound, float the back knee up, and there are those arms again, very much like airplane wings. You're going to lower your belly a little deeper to your left thigh. Reach the hands a little further back. Open the collarbones. You did it in Cobra. And then stretch. And as you keep your left knee forward, pull your left sit bone back. Reach the fingertips back. Reach your heart forward. Take one solid breath in and stay for the full breath out. Rooting down, lift yourself all the way up. Crescent lunge, big inhale. One twist to your left. Right arm goes in front, left hand goes back as you exhale. Come back to center on the inhale. Circle through your shoulders. Plant your fingertips for me as you exhale. Reach the heart forward, so there's your low runner's lunge. And touch the back knee down. Bring your left hand inside of your left foot. And take a little walk with that left foot now to the left. So situating yourself here in the gentleness. And you can take your back knee, slide it back, perhaps an inch, maybe 2. And again, really noticing we're all so different. Keep your left big toe mound as your root. And then perhaps you inch your fingertips forward. You might stay upright. You may have palms. You might stay up. You may have forearms. The big guys, we've got the big guns here. So we're talking to the hip flexors. We're talking to the quads. A little bit of hamstring, definitely some glute. Again, you can have the freedom to let your head be heavy. You can most definitely reach your heart forward toward the thumbs. Keep the tension free from the head and from the neck. And if this is still easy for you, you're welcome to lift the toes and roll to the outside edge of your left foot. So a little bit more hip. And there's a few breaths here because these are those spots that we like to hang on to our stuff. So if there's resistance, we know that persists until we identify it. So can you take a few breaths, soften into it? Every time you exhale, you have the opportunity to let something go. Make the space for something new by letting go. If you roll to the outside edge of your left foot, please bring the left big toe mound down. Slowly walk your hands back in And then toe heel the left foot back and the left hand to the outside edge of your foot. So to lift the back knee, you'll notice there's a little bit more stability. Lift your hips, step back so quietly, join the toes. Walk your right hand under your right shoulder. Now it becomes your full side plank. So as you plant the right palm under your shoulder, here's the left hand to float up. Left feet, ideally stacked. If it's not there, left foot in front for sure. If you have the stack, imagine that you're pressing your feet to that imaginary wall. Lift your right hip. And now let's take that left bicep to the left ear and bring it all the way forward. There's that traction again. Press down, lift up, take a breath. Look down, plant your left hand to the mat. There's your plank pose. And exhale, flush that with the vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog pose. Let's take one breath together. So a nice inhale. Keep the mouth closed as you exhale. And on the inhale, carry your left leg up. And again, bring the left knee over and see if you can touch that left elbow. Again, just give it a little bit of a tap. Inhale, send your left leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring it under the body and touch that right elbow. Inhale, lift your left leg up. And as you exhale, curl the knee in toward the forehead, forehead toward the knee, lengthen the spine, lower the left knee shin, top of your foot down. Turning the right foot open, walk the left hand, stack it below the shoulder, and then carry your right arm again up. So modification in side plank, but we're looking for balance. Everything that we're doing is drawing the energy to the center line of the body. Stability, balance, grace. Rooting down with the left palm, plug the left shoulder, push the right foot away from you. Lift your hips a little higher, take one big breath in. And as you exhale, lower your right palm back to the mat. As you do so, carry the right leg up and send your left arm out in front. Eyes here, simply past the tip of the nose. Traction to begin, so you're going for the reach as you flex the right foot. Find the balance, note the low abdominals, bend your right knee, and as you do so, reach your left hand back. Reach for the ankle. So opening up that shoulder joint that you were just compressing, you want to press down, reach the heart, kick the foot into the hand and allow the shoulder to soften, to release, to fully open. Take a breath in that space. Use the leg, it's so strong. Draw the shoulder back. Take one more breath. Release softly back to the point where you're on traction. Find the reach, find the stability. Lower your left palm first. Lower the toes of your right and then draw the left knee on into the chest. Inhale. Step back, plank pose, exhaling. Simple lift up and back. Downward facing dog. One breath in. Head is heavy. Eyes are soft and full breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts up and back. And exhale, right foot steps between your thumbs, left knee touches down. Inhale, lift the arms, sweep right to the tips of your fingers. Exhale, float the back knee. Hands glide right beside you. Right knee stacks over ankle. Chest closer to the right thigh, fingertips reaching back, collarbones open. Stability as the right sit bone draws back, left hip flexor lengthens. Take one big, beautiful breath in. Stay for your breath out. Rooting down, stability. Inhale, lift the arms. And one twist to your right as you exhale. Left arm in front, right hand goes back. Come back to center on the inhale. Circle your shoulders. Plant your fingertips. And as you exhale, pause, reach. Lower your left knee down. Glide your right hand to the inside edge of your right foot and toe heel your right foot almost as wide apart as your mat. And from there, again, you have the space to inch your left knee back once, maybe twice. So you're looking for a little additional length in the left hip flexor. And you're up on fingertips. You're quite bright here, and the right big toe mound currently is anchoring its energy on your mat. You can walk the fingertips forward, inch or two. And again, all of these options, they're still there. So fingertips to palms to forearms. To note again, now when we get a little deeper into the hips, this unraveling, it starts to take place. And it is a layer by layer process. At the sides of your body might be incredibly different. So we begin to pay attention to that. If you have the space on this side, This isn't quite enough. You want to pull the toes up and roll to the blade of that right foot. You're looking for something here that is between, something that isn't enough, but that it's not too much. So there's a real fine line in sensation. You want to really be present with your breath in that space. Lengthening your back in the big guy, so you're in the hip flexors, you're in the glutes, you're in the quads, you're in some hamstrings. You want to take your breath in, stay as the observer, and your breath out. If you did roll the right foot open, can you place the foot flat? Walk your hands back in. Take your time and walk the right foot all the way in. Plant your palms, lift your back knee, and with that ease and grace, press down, lift your hips, step back, join your feet together in your plank. Bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder, turning open to your right, and here's your side plank, full variation. You've already found the core, you've already found the stability, you've got the balance, you've got the grace, so if it's there, flex the feet, lift your hips. If it's there, right bicep, right ear, and reach for me. Same amount of space that we can find in the back line matches to the front line. So you reach for extension, take a breath. Carry your right arm up, plant your right palm flat. Take your inhale, flush that. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog, warrior cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. So let's take a few breaths here. Let the head be heavy. Press the heels to the earth, lift the knees, lift the tail, relax through the shoulders. And then lift the heels, inhale. Keep to lower the knees down, parallel line as you exhale. And as you walk your fingertips in, we're going to take those knees apart again, so the big toes are connected. And then this time as you settle down, your butt will slide just to the inside edge of the heels. So we're looking for some extra space in the groin and a little extra space in the hip flexors. Fingertips can come behind you here, and as you sit with a long and very tall spine, you can lift and relax the glutes. They tuck softly inside the edge of the heels. And if this is enough with the kneecaps on the mat, you'll stay. If you have extra space, you're going to lengthen the tail, wrap the low ribs in, and come to one elbow, and then come to the opposite elbow. We're not going to go all the way back just yet. We're going to stay here with the length of the tail. It's not a back bend. We're still in the front body. And today, if you're noticing, we've got the relationship back body, side body, upper body, lower body. So we're looking for stability. At the same point, we're unraveling the body. At the same point, we're slowing down the mind. So give yourself one more big, wonderful breath in, and stay for that breath out. If you did come back to the elbows, take your time, bring the core in, come back up. Pause when you lift. Walk your hands back in front. Bring the knees back under your hips. Curl your toes under, and there's your downward facing dog pose. Take a breath in. And again, this inverted V shape. Full cycle of breath out. Inhale. Right leg floats all the way up. And as you exhale, place your right foot between your thumbs. Turn the left foot open. Strong warrior two base, and then inhale, windmill those arms up to hold the pose. Sitting a little bit deeper in the bend of the right knee. Energetically, the right knee looks toward the right side of the mat, and energetically, the left foot is pushing to the back edge of your mat. And let's make that left leg stronger than your right leg. Let's make it your standing leg. So you can, in fact, sit deeper. You've got mobility and freedom in the hips. Relax the shoulders, empty the lungs. And on the inhale, glide forward with your right arm. Here's the option. Forearm to thigh as the left arm comes up, or fingertips to the earth as the left arm comes up. Now, keep that space in the right glute so it snuggles underneath the hip. Keep the right knee looking to the right. Keep the left foot pushing away. And keep your head and neck soft. So much of this practice about receptivity with the breath, receive the poses, lengthen the sides of the body. If it's there, play with bringing your left arm to the front of your room. Stretch to the fingertips. Stretch to the outside edge of your left foot. Lift through the abdominal cavity. Relax the muscles of the face. Take one more breath in. Stay for that breath out. Look down for me. Place the left palm on the inside edge of the left foot. Come up onto the toes of the left foot. And right away, undo that. Take your right arm up to the sky. And there's a soft little twist. Pay a little extra attention to the left big toe mound. Press the left palm down. Look to the right. Maybe look to the hand with a soft neck. And maybe take that right arm a little higher across the ceiling. Take one breath in. Stay again for the full breath out. On the inhale, plant your right palm, and on the exhale, step to high plank. Inhale to lengthen into strengthen, and exhale to lower yourself halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, left leg floats, and exhale, steps forward. Right foot opens, full warrior two base. Strong windmill arms. Inhale, rise up. And exhale to settle. Same option. Left knee is looking toward the left side of the mat. Right foot pushing away. Open hips. Strong stability. Strength of a warrior. Grace held inside. Eyes forward. Maybe you can sit a little bit deeper. Take your breath. Glide forward. Same option. Forearm to thigh, hand to the sky, fingertips to the earth, hand toward the ceiling. Soften the left glute underneath the hip. Keep the right leg strong, the bending at the ankle. A little bit more strength on the right leg. And then again, that full option, right bicep turns toward the ear. Right arm goes forward, and there's the length. Bring the ribs back, keep the hips open. Press the right foot away. Take your breath. Stay soft, stay easy, stay receptive. And as you exhale, look back down to your mat. Fingertips of the right on the inside edge of the left foot. Palm flat onto the toes of your right. And then your left arm opens. Pressing down for stability, simply undoing the depth of the pose you were just in. Maybe you look in front of you, maybe you look up. A little bit more attention to the back foot, and then take the breath, stretch the breath, enjoy the breath. And as you exhale, plant your left palm. Step back, high plank pose on the inhale, and then flow your vinyasa as you exhale. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog pose. Let's take an inhale. Press through the arms, a little straighter, tailbone lifts. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Quietly, inhale, step to the top of your mat. And exhale, bow forward. Let's walk the toes to connect. Top of your mat. Walk the fingertips back in line beside the baby toes. And here, lift your heels a lot. And as you lower the knees, you're going to find that deep knee bend, that yogic squat. Bringing yourself quite tall. Bring your hands together at the chest. Pause. I'd like you to lift your heels a little bit higher. Interlace your hands at the chest and send the palms in front. Same height as the shoulders. The shoulders were plugged. So this is deeper balance work. Your eyes need to stay soft as the arms lift up. And you'll notice if you're wobbling a little bit, that's totally cool and very normal. And as you root the tail, bring your ribs in. Stretch from the palms to the ceiling. Keep your shoulders relaxed and soft. Bring the hands back out in front and back to the chest. From here, opening up the knees. The option here, Bakasana, crow pose, an arm balance, full variation. Planting the palms, you're going to slide those triceps right below the kneecaps. And as you do so, you've got all of that alignment drawing in. So wrap the abdominals in, lengthen the spine, look past the tip of the nose. Come back to those toes. You were just there. And then again, that little bit of flirtation, you can bring those feet up. Hug the ribs, press the arms to straighten, reach. Carry the breath in, maybe 5, 7 breaths here. Note where the stability lies. Note if you want it too badly. What's there between not enough and too much? Without a sound, touch the toes back down. Bring the knees back in. Pause. And if you need a little extra space, you're going to just step back We're going to plane those feet now after having been on the hands. Lower the knees and keep your toes curled under. With your toes curled under, if the baby toe has been left out, don't leave it out. Tuck it back in, tuck it back under. Bring the hands back to the heart. For some of us, this is too much because we're opening up the feet in a completely different way. For some of us, we want a little more. So if you want that little bit more, you're going to bring those fingertips back. Allow the fingertips to be your root. And then you slide the weight just by lengthening the tail. So you're waking up the toes in a whole different manner. That final shift of balance from the hands to the feet. Take one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. If you did drop back to fingertips, come back to the heels. Lift yourself up. Big inhale. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands back to the heart as you exhale. Take a breath in. Stay for that breath out. And then as you lift yourself up, we're going to bring your hands onto the hips. Separate the knees, the distance of the hips. So we found space. We've opened up by strengthening the back line. We found space in the front body to visit Ustrasana, the pose of a camel, to ignite the energy in the heart, to find that element of gratitude. What is there that we are grateful for? So let's bring the toes to a curled under place first. Allow the tail to be its anchor. And then bring the hands up overhead. Stretch as you did earlier in that deep knee bend, that squat pose. And then bring your hands just to rest the heels of the hands on the low back above the sacrum. There's a flesh area there. Hug the elbows. Lengthen the tail. Yes, your hips will come forward. Wonderful. Let the hips come forward. Now keep the activity, the muscles of the pelvic floor, the perineum, mula bandha, awake. Low abdominals in, uddiyana, awake. And then begin to carry the chest up. Elbows hug, chest lifts, up you go. Keep the integrity, keep the head and the neck soft. If this is enough, honor it, please honor it. Going a little bit deeper with that lift, you simply reach back, one hand to the ankle, other hand to the heel. And then as you root, you can lift the chest. And as the hips come forward, the elbows snuggle in, the back heart's turned on. And if the head is supported, now look up or look back. Take the breath, enjoy the full release. Let the head be heavy. Take one more cycle. To exit, chin to chest, hands to low back. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Keep the eyes closed. Release your hands onto your thighs. There's a balance here that we find in that release, serotonin. Very much having a cup of coffee that brings us to that energetic point. We shift again, we neutralize. We come back to honor the feeling. If the knees are open, can you bring them a little closer together? And then simply just bow. Bring the belly onto the thighs. Slide the hands back, palms up. Let the curl of the chin to the chest be your heavy place. Take a breath in. And stay for the full breath out. Take the inhale in preparation now to ragdoll yourself back up to seated. Exhaling. And then as you tent the fingertips, just lift to the knees, cross your ankles, roll over your feet onto your seat. And then inch your way back, just so that you can have your legs stretched out in front. So I'd like to bend your right knee, and as you place that right foot, you're going to lift it up, place it on top of the left, so just bypassing the knee itself. Lean back, and then just bring that left knee to a nice bend. So targeting a little bit extra space in that right glute and hip. If this is plenty, that's great. If you want more, you're just going to bring that left heel in closer to the buttocks. Keep the right foot in the flex and stay inside the mobility and the breath in the hips. And to keep the access point, everything else is soft. The right foot flexed, left big toe mound rooted. Both your sit bones are currently on the mat. Your gaze is relaxed. Just another breath in. And another breath out. You're going to lean back to release the left leg all the way to the top of the mat, and then simply lift the right knee. Place the foot along the outside edge of the left, and then bend the left and curl the heel quite close to the glutes. So a seated twist. And here the fingertips of your right hand can come behind you, tented, so the left hand can lift up, and find additional length by reaching. And then as you slide your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, you'll pause. And as you root down, you can lift up a little higher, maybe bring the thumb and index finger of your left hand together, rooting to lift, inhale, and then begin to shift your gaze to the right side, exhaling. Maybe you can walk the fingertips of your right hand back and root down, grow taller, inhale. Gaze a little deeper to the right as you exhale. And we'll take one more breath to lift, to really lift, to bring it out. Exhale, look all the way to the right. And then slowly come back through center on the inhale. Counter the twist, 10 fingertips just down to the left. Here's where the head gets really, really heavy. Let it go. Chin to chest, heavy crown. And then come back up through center. Unwind, extend both legs out, give them a little bit of a kick. And then as you bring your left knee in, you can flex the foot, take the outer ankle across the right. Keep that space so that foot is active, lean back, and then bring the right heel in. Same option. You might choose to stay. If you want a little bit more, you're going to snuggle the heel in closer, press down with the palms, relax the shoulders. Keep the left foot flexed. Keep your heart active. So you want to free up the hips. The hips are these storage lockers. You put lots of stuff there, stuff we just simply don't want to look at if we don't have time to look at it. Years and years of stuff. Even toward the end of the practice, you still are very aware of your breath. Where is your mind? You're still here. Lean back. Extend the right leg to the top of your mat. Lift the left foot up. Plant the sole. You're going to lean just to snuggle the right heel a little closer to the glutes. Both your sit bones always as your anchor. Fingertips of the left are back and the right arm lifts up. You find additional length, a little more reach on your inhale, and then slide the right elbow outside that left, knee, thigh. Thumb and index finger of your right hand are your connection, and as you root down, you grow a little taller with your inhale. You begin to shift and gaze left as you exhale. You take another breath. Inhale for length. Exhale to unwind. One more breath. Inhale. Keep the sit bones as your anchor. Keep the crown of the head as you lift. And then find your gaze. Soften the gaze as you exhale. On the inhale, carry yourself back through center to counter the twist. 10 fingertips again, just down to the right. Relax the head. Relax the chin. Relax the chest. And then bring yourself again all the way back up through center to unwind, extending both legs back to the top of your mat. And then as you settle, let's carry the arms up overhead. Take the breath with you. And then a soft C curve into the spine, lowering yourself slowly down to the mat with your exhalation, just to note what you may have found along the back body, the length, the space, the strength, to relax the hands. Now Savasana, the biggest and most important pose you can find yourself in. Let's make it bigger. Take the feet right off your mat. Take the hands, more of a star shape today. Let the ankles go, let the palms go. Maybe lift the head, lengthen through the cervical spine, and then close your eyes. So the body, we've prepped the body. And really the practice of yoga is about finding this space right now. So through the prep of the body, you have more of a quiet state of the mind. You can let go of the focused breath. can come back and simply enjoy your breath as it is, as it ebbs, as it flows. Again, very open to intuitive feelings, very open to rest, open to the accessible channels and the lines of what it is you have, what you're grateful for, what's in your life, rather than the need or the want for anything or everything that's always out there to seek. Just be. You're very welcome to stay. I'd like to exit. Just take a breath, please, a nice big belly breath. And maybe this is the point where you open the mouth and release everything that's hanging around. You wiggle through your fingers and you wiggle through your toes. And you'll bend the knees. And with your eyes closed, gently roll onto your right side. And bringing yourself back to find a comfortable seat. And still with the eyes closed, the gaze is inward. And your hands will come back together at the chest. So upon reflection, you'll notice how the body feels. The space in the hips, the space between your breath cycles, the quieter place inside the mind. And before you leave your mat and move into whatever follows your practice, please honor yourself and really honor yourself for taking time to breathe, to move. Honor those that surround you in your life, your friends, your family, your coworkers. And with a dedication, continue, please, to honor what it is you have. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.